Hello, hello. We are live in this busy neighborhood, and we just knocked yourself down. Oh my goodness, these people. All right. What happened here? Why am I frozen? Oh my God. Am I frozen? Gotta try this again then. Wow. All right. I'm not frozen anymore. What is everyone doing? I'm sitting here in my backyard in this nice weather. Today was like 70, 70 something. We went from like 4 days of straight rain. It wasn't cold, but it was rainy. To this weather today. And today it was awesome. Like awesome. My kid is napping a little late because I took her to the library to give her a nice photo shoot there with the books, which I'm gonna post soon on my vlogging channel, which is called Vlogs and Photography. I had to think twice. So you guys should check that out too. Hope if I don't remember, I mean if I don't forget, I will post it in the description below. But it was such a nice, beautiful, beautiful photo shoot. It's kind of hard to photograph kids that are 5 years old because they move, and also the library has a play area, and all she wanted to do was play. Who's here? Say hi. Thanks for the thumbs up. So, because I'm gonna cut her hair this week, and then tomorrow or sometime this week again, I'm gonna take her somewhere else. I'm eating pistachios because I'm hungry, but I don't want to, I don't want to eat like fast food or fat food because this week I ate too much skinny. So I'm trying to get like a lot of pictures with her hair long before I cut it because it's super duper long. So today's topic. Anyway, today I had actually in the morning, before I talk about the topic, I had another training for my job for like a week now or two. I've been training, and it's been taking my nerves. I don't know how I did, but hopefully they like me. But I wanted to talk about something because the topic of marriage, comes up everywhere. So I wanted to bring this topic today and see what you guys think about too. Is it better to get married young or older? Young, I consider like 18, 20, 20 something. Older would be, I'm talking about marriage, okay? I'm not calling no one that's 30 and above old, because that's obviously me. I mean, older would be for marriage, I guess. 30 and above, or maybe 30. What do you guys think? Maybe 30 is the perfect age to get married. I think, and you can leave your opinions in the comments below. But what I think is that I think it depends also in the country, the culture. and your environment exactly determines what age you marry and how long you stay married. And you might disagree, but I will tell you why I think like that. I know where I come from. It is what it used to. I think it things changed maybe like 15 years now or more. But I know in my generation, and still in many parts of the country, you were considered to get married at 16. If you were Catholic, you could only get married at church at 18. Like the priest would not do the marriage ceremony. But you were ready by 16, and that's when. But if you passed 20 and you were not married, people always thought that there was something wrong with you. In a sense that it's just a mentality there. I think it is. I got married at 34. Wow. Wow. Good job. Um, Al Brown, if I'm saying your name correctly. If not, sorry. I got married at 29. I forget. This year I celebrate 10 years. I don't remember how old I was, but in my country I was pretty old, and people's mentality and the culture, if you actually pass, let's say 25 and above and you're not married, they say there's something wrong with you, which I think it's not. It's just the mentality. But then I've also met a lot of people and a lot of couples who have married at young age, like 18, 19, 20, and they're still married, and they actually live a very happy life. And I also have met a lot of people who have married, um, like who had arranged marriages. Like my parents had arranged marriages, and they wanted to arrange my marriage too. But I was a rebel always, and I said no, not with me. I had seen way too many American movies, so I was like, uh. But I have met people who have been married or have married at a younger age. Now, those people, where I come from, they always had assistants, in meaning they lived with, which they still do in my country. They live with in-laws, like the mother-in-law, the father, the brother-in-law, the sister-in-law, everyone. So there's always people to help you with kids. There's always people there, but you did not have much to say. And that was one actually big reason why I didn't want to get married in my country, because women are not really asked much. Like their opinion don't really matter, and I never agreed with that. I think men and women are equal, and they should be treated the same, especially their opinion. Um, but I know that nowadays it's hard to marry at a young age. I see a lot of young people not even married, having kids, this and that. Um, there's nothing wrong. A child is a blessing, but are you ready here? Because once you hit 18, 20, 25, you're still trying to figure out who you are. I understand I was the oldest to get married and I have kids of my family, all my family. Uh, I'm assuming you were born and raised in US, Brown. I'm the second in the family. My brother got married first. Way before me. I I didn't want to follow the traditions in my country or the customs, so I kind of broke every rule that they had and married an American. And here I am in America. But I actually, even though I went to a university where I studied, pretty much I studied family consumer science, child development, where I studied the basics of family and how family should be, marriage, conflict, how you should conflict resolution, all that stuff about marriage and how um, to have a perfect marriage. And I went to university for 5 years. Okay, that's all book knowledge. Um, Now that I'm married 10 years, I still don't think that I know what you're supposed to know about marriage. But at the same time, I think in order to, before you get married, one, you need to know yourself, and that doesn't matter. A lot of people are in their 20s or they're 25 or 30, and they don't know themselves, and they think that by finding, by marrying someone, they're gonna find themselves. They forget that you are your own person. You're an individual. You have your own mindset. You have to build your own system, your own mentality, your own thinking. You have to know who you are, what you want from life, from marriage. Marriage is not all like feeling lovey-dovey and all that. No, in Mexico, but I've been here since I was 14. Oh, nice. Very nice. Me alegro mucho. I'm not sure if you speak Spanish. I speak so. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos a mi canal. So, I think that you could be. Hola, Elena. Hello. Elena. Life Designs. Elena, I am talking about, is it, when is the right age to get married? Is it, should you get married at a young age or older? I am Russian. Oh, hi. Привет. I know some words. Wow. Mexican, Russian. That's nice. Welcome. Like I said, you could be 20 and you could be mature, but it all depends on you. Like, I mean, immature, like book mature. You could be 20, 25, because nothing teaches you more than experience. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the thumbs up, too. Because, like I said, for me will be 10 years this July. 32 and more. Okay. Why do you think 32 and more? If you don't mind me asking. Привет. Hello, screw92530.com. Dang, that's a long name. Ed Elena. Welcome. We are chatting about, is it better to get married at a young age or older? I'm glad I waited, but in a way, I am not glad I waited to have kids at a young age. I mean, at an older age. I'm good. How are you? I will older like 50. You want to get married at 50? Okay. That's a good number. I would say like older. Okay. Actually, my ex-boss of 10 years ago, she was single for so long, and I think a day before she turned 50, she married the guy that she's married to now. She met this guy online and she married him. You live your life freely, then get married, have kids, everybody's happy. That's true, Elena. Maybe 70. Okay, 70. True. Sure. Why not? Before you fry your brains, the older the better. Like I said, I don't think you could be book ready. Like, I went to school for that for 5 years, and I thought I was book ready for marriage. But then when I got married, I was like, what? I didn't sign up for this. This is not what I thought marriage will be, or married life will be. You get to know yourself, and then you know your partner, and you're like, uh, uh. But of course, what's gonna keep you is the love for that person and the commitment. That's a big commitment. It is true, and it's sad that a lot of people don't know that, and they base their marriage decision, or they make their marriage decision based on a feeling, or just an emotion. Emotions and feelings come and go. Trust me. Today I'm happy. Tomorrow I could be mad. Got married 19, then 32. I have 2 kids. Okay, that's nice, beautiful. I have one. I got married at 29. I had kids at 32, 33. Like, me and my husband dated after we got married. That's another story for another video. we did it. We did our relationship very different. But I guess for like I said, I guess maybe it doesn't really matter, because you can get married. Like I said, I know a lot of couples who got married very young, and they stayed together. The environment has a lot to do with people staying together, but I think mostly um, commitment and the love you have for that person. But then if you actually live in a toxic environment where people are constantly trying to ruin that relationship, or um, trying to separate you and get in between, and then maybe you and your partner are not, you know, that honeymoon phase or stage goes away, and maybe you and your partner are not so knowledgeable, let's say, about how to handle conflicts, or when challenges appear, then you give up. And that's what a lot of people do. They give up. But if you ask me seriously, I think it all depends on when you meet the right person, then you marry. How do you know though? How do you know? Because a lot of people, I mean, I know a lot of people who have said that um, this is the right person, and then once they get married, they have a couple years, you know, challenges, things show up, you come to the surface, difficulties, and they're like, I thought this was the right person. How do you know? That's my question. It's kind of hard to know people's hearts and minds, because a lot of people, they enter marriage with a lot of baggage, with a lot of things from their past, with a lot of wounds. You don't, you know, like, you have been hurt from another relationship, and you hope that now in this relationship you're going to find that that perfect relationship, that perfect partner, or person, and then they fail you too. I know a lot of people like that. Because sometimes people don't take time to heal. You have to heal. You have to heal. You have to know yourself inside. You have to know what you want, and then say, I'm ready, and make yourself available, and be what you want to see in that partner, in your future husband or spouse. You be that. Like, if you want that person to be loving, kind, patient, you show that towards someone else, and then that will come back to you. I But sometimes even that is hard. Like I said, you can never know what people hide in their heart. And like, my marriage is nowhere near perfect, but I many times I remind my husband that if you want to move, and he reminds me too, if you want the marriage to last, you cannot go every day, like, let's say when we make mistakes, saying, oh, you said this last year, oh, you're repeating it over. You cannot bring whatever was last year or 10 years ago. You know, you gotta forgive, forget, bury, move on, because a relationship will never move on or grow or last if you bring up stuff all the time. Sometimes you have to though, because you have, sometimes there's things you have to face. But I think those things you have to do before you make a commitment. That's life. You never know. You take a chance hoping is the best. And you know, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Hope. You always hope for the best. You always hope that you are going to get the best, what you deserve, what we deserve. Merely high. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it takes forgiving every day. Oh yeah, big time. Perfect doesn't exist. No, it's true. It doesn't exist. Um, I know another thing. Last year, I remember last year I had a very heated argument with my husband, and I remember when God was revealing something to me. I forget, there's a verse in the Bible. I don't know where it is, but it says that husbands submit to God and wives submit to husbands, to your husband. It goes something like this. There you go. I'm not really good with remembering, but when I was having this argument with my husband, I was telling him, I was like, listen, if I am not good with God, me, I cannot submit to you because I don't know how. Because I don't know how to submit to God. First of all, I am not well with Him, and when I'm not well with Him, I'm gonna take it on you. And since then, we have started to see each other differently. Instead of like poking each other about our mistakes and our flaws, um, we remind ourselves that we're not perfect. Only God is perfect, and we can be perfect by striving and by submitting to God. But if we go around and pointing at each other, you do this and you do this and you say it like this and no, it's on this and you meant this and you meant, um, all you're saying is I'm perfect and you're not, and that's wrong. And I've done it many times, but I have noticed that if I want my marriage to last, I cannot do that, or anyone. And I've seen it not just with me, but with many couples that I know. So I guess knowledge and experience together, they go very well. And it doesn't matter when you are married, at a young age or older age, when you combine the knowledge and the experience together, I think the communication is open in the relationship, and the relationship will function better. But it is an everyday battle. It's an everyday commitment. It's not like today we're good. I mean, I take it myself. Today good talking and everything, but then tomorrow something will come up, like a new situation that we've never been into, like both me and my husband, and we don't know how to react. So, and we might react like in the heated moment. We might say things to each other, and then we take it personally. We get offended, and then I'm the one usually who holds grudges longer. He hates it. He doesn't like silence. He likes to resolve the conflict right away. Um, and right away meaning like, I'm sorry, forgive me, or whatever, let's move on. Me, I'm more like, I would like to digest this. What did you mean? Why did you say it? It hurt me, or this, or and sometimes, yes, it's good to just forgive and forget, but sometimes it's also good to let the other person know how they made you feel, or ask them, what did you mean by what you said, or you hurt me with your words, or stuff like that. I guess communication, like open communication. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's getting chilly here. Alright, the sun is gone now. My hair is horrible. It takes a lot for women to keep their mouth shut. That's true, Millie. Me. I think growing up, I was a very, very quiet person. Like, it was like you could only, if my mom would ask me a question only when I was hungry, or let's go eat, and I would not talk. And then it's funny because when I became a believer, I felt like the opposite happened with me. Like, I became a rebel in the sense my mouth became a rebel. I was like, I'm not gonna let no one boss me around, or tell me what to do, or tell me how to talk, or tell me how to dress, or what to think. I'm gonna be my own boss. And but marriage teaches you more than any other relationship. Marriage teaches you humbleness, and also it lets you know who you really are. But for sure, for us women, it's hard to keep our mouth shut, and I'm learning every day that. Otherwise, it doesn't last. Nothing lasts. Um, Not all the time, though. I think women should stand up too, and women should know when to speak. But I think women should always have a voice, in the sense of, I'm not talking about like demanding and commanding. I think women should always have their own voice heard, and if let's say the spouse doesn't give them that place, women should stand up and speak up. That's just me. And I know in many countries that's not possible. Where I come from, it's very hard. Women are not asked much. Women are not told what to do, how to do it, when to do it. They're not asked much. Women are just not as much now, but it used to be worse like 20 years ago. But I think the mentality is still there, you know. And it's sad because here, when I came in US, I noticed how much freedom women have. I mean, freedom of expression and freedom to make decisions. So in the beginning, when me and my husband got married, we kind of dated for 4 years before we had kids. I had a hard time, and we still fight. Like, when we go out or something, he's like, "What do you want to eat? Where do you want to eat? Or what do you want to do?" I'm like, "Man, just you make the decision. I don't want you to ask me." But it was because I felt like I wasn't worthy to be asked or to participate, that. And I always tell him, I trust you with the finances, I trust you with that decision, I trust you with this. But then I remind myself, I am 50-50 as well in this relationship, it's not just him. And in the end, of course, he makes the final decision, but he respects my opinion as well and my input. And I think that should be in every place, but I know it's not. I know in US it is. Not everywhere too, though. So I guess it all depends. But you can't tell, because like I said, you could be you could be book savvy. What is it called? Not like book savvy about marriage. But then if you don't have the experience, it's hard. It's hard to know when is the right time to get married. 20, 18, 25, 30. I think 29 for me was the perfect age. I felt very accomplished in my life. Marriage has kept me on my knees. Really, that's true, yeah. Yeah. Like I said in the beginning, everyone wants to find that perfect one, and when you're young, you just think that you found someone that understands you, but how's that person going to act when conflicts come, or challenges, or when, let's say, someone hits on your spouse, or how are you going to react to those situations? Are you mature enough to go through thick and thin, the vows that you exchange in the altar? you know are you really going to keep them, or are they just words on a piece of paper? Usually they're words on a piece of paper. um but ultimately, I think it comes down to, I think, from my opinion, my personal opinion, it comes down to the motive. Like, why did you get married? Why did you want to get married um, to that person? Like, what did you see in that person? You think that person is going to bring you closer to God? Is going to make you complete? Excuse me. Is that person the only person that understands you, or did this person save you from something? um you consider that person like your hero. A lot of um a lot of people come from broken families, broken relationships. A lot of girls, especially when they get married young, they never found in their father, and they always what they're supposed to, like, the love, the support, the care. So they always look for that in another man, and they will go from one relationship to another until they find what they think they need. But like I said, you cannot find yourself in someone else. Otherwise, God would have created people attached to each other, like me attached to someone else. So we are unique. We are our own mind. We are our own soul, our own individual person. I have a different personality. My husband has some different personality. Yeah, that's another thing. It's true. Yes, that's a big thing. Like, if you don't know how to love yourself, respect yourself, you are gonna have a hard time loving and respecting someone else. That is big. That's true, Millie. And I think a lot of people could misunderstand that, but I think I went through a phase of that in my life where I was like, maybe like a couple years or something, where I was just like not feeling complete or not feeling loved. And then I was just like, it's because I actually don't care about me, myself, my own body, my own mind, my own I just don't like nothing about me. And then I was trying to make this person accept me and like me and love me. And God had revealed it to me so many times that I have to love who God has made me the way I am. I have to love myself. I have to actually care about myself, but I have to show that to me. And that attracts, or that resonates towards someone else that you trying to find that into. My pistachios are gone, and it's chilly. We've been live for 34 minutes. All right. For those of you who are going to see this video and the reply, think my kid woke up. You feel free to leave your comments below. What do you think it's better to get married at a young age or older, and why? Most of the people here said older. Someone said 70. I think that's crazy, cray cray. Because at 70, I just want to enjoy life and chill back. Or travel. Yes, big time. Alright, I am gonna go because my baby girl is up. But I appreciate everyone who came. Thank you so much. Enjoy your beautiful evening. Here it's, what time is it? I don't know. I can't tell what time it is. Probably 6 in New York. I will try to go live again. I am waiting on my job response, so hopefully. I'm glad I got married young. Now I am a young grandmother. I know. I got the pictures, by the way, Millie, of the little girls. Oh my god, they're so cute. Too cute. Amanda's kids. Esther put them on the fridge, and she put a big thing on their faces, the magnets. And she remembered them. She said, what did she say? She remembered them from the party when they were trying to get her car. So she remembered. And, oh yeah, last year that we went to Sesame Place. Yes, she remembered the time with them there. Alright, I'm gonna go and see if I can make something for dinner for my little monkey and me. And then I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. And this week, hopefully, I'm going to be posting videos that are more professional. Okay, I like going live, but it's kind of awkward for me. I'm still getting used to. But I appreciate everyone who came. Have a blessed evening, and I will see you guys